Here's my rat dissection stuff, whatever. Rabbits are in order Lagomorpha, while rats are in order Rodentia, but they are both mammals and they are fairly close related because of that. So their systems should always also be close related. Yeah, since rats are herbivores and rats are omnivores, but other than that, they should be close. I think that the rat will also chew its food with its teeth like a rat, and then that food will go down the esophagus to the stomach, where its stomach will design and engulf the food through acid. So they will both have a complete digestive system, because that'll go out through the intestine and out the anus. I think the rabbit will also have a liver and kidneys to help clean the blood and filter waste to a urinary bladder. And they will also have a pancreas too in there. Here's the liver. I think they'll also have a separate hole for mating and genitals, which will all be done inside since they are land, warm-blooded mammals. So oh my fucking god, the ovary should be here and the uterus should be here. And then part 2, the circulatory system. They will have a 4-chambered heart like the rat and have a double circulatory system because, again, they are warm-blooded land animals. Alright, all of these animals have a complete digestive tract, which means the food and waste go out different holes. They go in through the mouth, down the esophagus, stomach, intestine, out the anus. So food will go in the mouth, mandible, beak, etc. And some of these are more complicated. For, like, example, an earthworm only has, like, the one long tube from its mouth, like, all the way out. Like, there are other organs in there, but it's just that. It's just a straight line. They do have the crop and the gizzard, though, which helps with mechanical digestion. They, like, take in, like, rocks and dirt and stuff into the gizzard, and then it gets ground up, and then, out. The crayfish has a distinct area where you can tell, like, that's different. It has 2 parts to its stomach to help digest the food. The squid has the cecum, which helps break down and absorb the food. And, yeah. The perch has a pancreas, which the others don't have, which also helps break down the food. The perch, squid, and the earthworm all have a closed circulatory system, which means that their blood is contained within the vessels, like veins and arteries, but the crayfish has an open circulatory system, which means that their blood is free-flowing throughout their body, which the others don't have. The crayfish, squid, and perch all breathe through their gills and expel carbon dioxide through that, but the earthworm breathes in through its skin since it does not have gills, and since it is underground, it's kind of hard to breathe through its mouth. It takes that, like, water molecules in the dirt, and then it absorbs that in the skin. The way they breathe through their gills, though, is a little different. For the perch, they take in water through their mouth and then pass that through their gills. For the squid, it has a little opening near its head where it takes in the water, passes it through its gills, and the crayfish uses its legs to push the water over its gills, so that breathes like that. So perch are not really hermaphroditic, though I think there have been some cases. All of their fertilization takes place inside the female's body, and then it lays a ton of eggs, and they just kind of, like, go away through the water. It needs to lay a bunch of eggs, because if it just let them all, like, 2 eggs, like, free throw through the water, you'd never get any children through that, and they would go extinct, like, immediately. Crayfish are male or female only, and their fertilization takes place outside of the body, where the female holds onto the eggs until they mature, and then they lay, like, a ton of eggs. And they hold on to them, and they incubate them. Since crayfish are, like, prey animals, they need a ton of babies, because they get eaten a lot by, like, everything. Squid are also male or female only, and fertilization happens inside the female after contribution from the male, who then lays the female hundreds of eggs on the ocean seafloor, because, again, this is the ocean, and anything will eat your offspring if you look away. Earthwings are strictly hermaphroditic, so they have the male and female parts, but they mature at different rates. They can't asexually produce, so they have to sexually produce. The fertilization happens inside, and then they have, like, this ring around their body. That's where the babies stay. It's, like, sticky, and they stay there until they're grown up, and they go away to do worm stuff. So, rats have having the physiology of a perch would be bad because rats are higher energy animals because they are endothermic. So all the heat comes inside, they need to like make that energy or make that heat. So the low energy capabilities of a water animal will not translate well because like seriously sometimes fish just like die because you spooked them a little bit. That wouldn't work if a rat just died because I don't know, a freaking leaf rustled or something. Since endothermic animals generate heat inside, instead of needing heat to come from the outside the body, the traits of a perch may cause the rat to overheat, since the body is made to hold in heat for a perch from the surrounding environment when it can get it. It would kind of be like if you stood next to a fire and you just absorbed all that heat that was coming off, you would like dehydrate and die in minutes, and that would be really bad. Because it's pretty cold in the ocean. It's not super as cold up here, unless you're in a snowy place. Endothermic animals also usually need more oxygen and food than exothermic animals because, again, they use more energy doing anything, and there's a lot more oxygen on land than there is in the ocean. So, like breathing through gills would not help the rat a lot because they wouldn't be getting a lot of oxygen because there's not that much water on land in the air. And that's all.